Alright, so I've got Hayes and a college player synced up at impact. And what I'm going to do is go frame by frame and kind of show you what I'm seeing. First of all, at impact, if you look at the way that the college player, his shoulders are square, if not turned into the plate, while Hayes is fully rotated and in fact overly rotated here. If you see that the college player has got a line, in essence, that's running through his foot, let me change here, through his foot, through his eyes, on that kind of a line. The back is almost the same as the front, and then we've got this good angle here on his knee. On Hayes, we're a lot more straight up and down here, and instead of a lean back, his trunk is more vertical. Alright, let me clear these out. Alright, now we're going to just back it up frame by frame. Back to the starting position here. One thing that you can go ahead and note is how much Hayes' left foot is already out of the box. So his first motion is always going to be pulling away from the ball. So that already hurts his chances of making impact exactly square the way I want to see it. A few more frames back here. Like I said, they're synced up at impact, but their starting spots are a little bit different. Now Hayes is in a good position with his barrel of his bat, and he actually gets a very good stretch out of his arms and his hands. I think we're good here to go ahead and start going back forward. Alright, so let's take it through the motions and I'll show you what I'm looking at. First of all, as we mentioned on the stride, his first motion is pulling out. Versus our college player, who he is striding and he is going forward. So in this area, I do like the fact that he's got his hands stretched here, which means he's going to get good pull. But I'll show you where his first motion goes wrong, beyond just the pulling out of the foot. You can just see how much difference there is between that toe and the line and that toe and the line. But here he's in good shape. The barrel of the bat is pointing backwards, which is what I like. The knob's down here at the catcher. He's got good pull between his shoulders and his hands, and even on the stride his hands stay back. But it's this first motion that we're going to see, which is the trigger to all those right field fading line drives. It's on this first initial turn. If you watch the way that the college player is going to do it, he's almost going to come underneath more than he's going to turn sideways. And Hayes is starting to rotate his upper body away from the pitch there, while your college player is coming more down through his body and through his core to have the ball come inside of him. And it's at this point, which Hayes is fully rotated, the bat's back in a good position and it's going to be on plane with the ball. But you see the college player is almost square shoulder to us. His hips are still facing me, while hips on Hayes are going all the way towards the pitcher. We're going to work on Hayes bracing up that front leg the way this guy has braced his front leg, because you got to have something to pivot on. Our next frame here, as he gets his bat on plane here, Hayes is already totally rotated and his power is decreased, because the only thing that he's got pulling right here is his bat and his arms. He's already taken away his power here, while this guy still's got all of his power back behind the bat. And as he's on plane here with his bat head, again, he hadn't even made contact and his shoulders are still facing me to some degree, but yet he's ready to explode because his hips are now facing the pitcher. And on impact, this is what I call behind the ball versus Hayes kind of in line with the ball. And again, it's that angle there that I'm looking for, which is more here than an up and down. And then another thing that's a telltale sign is how the finish happens. If we watch the way the college player's going, he's making this power V out almost in line with his chest and his eyes. And on Hayes, we're a little low. So he's continuing up, while Hayes's V is almost down, the way a low ground ball would be, versus getting any elevation on the ball here. Another frame forward, we'll see the rotation and the follow through. As he's still going up towards his shoulder, Hayes is down more around his waist. Go a couple frames ahead here. This is a nice high at shoulder height follow through. And you tell that Hayes almost stopping his bat, because frame by frame he's barely even keeping up with this follow through here. Let's go another frame ahead. As we're still leaning back here, braced front knee, you see that we got this bent front knee action going on this way, and this low, low, low follow through. So those are the kind of things we're going to work on.